Hello and welcome. It's Maxine Moyer here again, and this week's playlist is UK and US number one hits 1950s to 2020s. This playlist samples number one hits in the American and UK pop charts from the 1950s to 2020s. I love music and I adore quizzes. It was sheer delight, therefore, to watch a recent episode of the Hit List on UK TV where contestants had to name songs topping the UK and US charts in particular years. Not only a great 45 minutes viewing, but a really good playlist idea, among many. I've chosen to start my selection of number one transatlantic tracks in 1958. The year British de Havilland Comet 4 made the first passenger jet crossing from London Heathrow to New York's JFK Airport in 10 hours and 20 minutes. If you'd been catching up on number ones in the charts to and from the plane, it would have Michael Holiday with The Story of My Life in London and Elvis Presley singing Don't in New York. In 1998, you could have boarded Concorde at LHR to Dr. Jones from Aqua. On landing at JFK just 3 hours later and averaging 1,250 miles per hour across the pond, your American number one might have been Nice and Slow by Usher. With Concorde and its fleet of 747s made obsolete by rising fuel costs and outmoded seating capacity, your BA London to New York flight in 2020 would probably have been a Boeing 777. Possibly the sound of the UK number one Blinding Lights from the Weekend. As you reached for hand luggage 7 hours and 15 minutes later in New York, you could have been enjoying the US chart topper No Time to Die from Billie Eilish. There is much apparently to be learned about international cultural processes and change from the world's pop charts, according to a 2019 publication by the UK's Royal Society. But that's all for another day. The price of those airfares, well, a ticket to travel on the first Comet flight in 1958 cost the equivalent of £8,000. Today, return flights from London to New York with British Airways start at just £295. As for the hit songs, and which are better, those in the US or the UK? How could anyone possibly judge? It's the safest of bets, however, that all of the hits on my playlist will remain essential listening on the soundtrack for millions of lives around the world, regardless of where they charted. Plenty to ponder in popular music, as always. Long may it continue.